If it stays on, okay. Let's see.
Thank you for joining us for a special KBRFradio.com sports presentation. Tonight's game is proudly brought to you by Nelson Auto and your Nelson starting lineups, Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota player of the game, Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show, Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region Healthcare timeout, Park Region and your Park Region scoreboard, the Viking Cafe and your Viking Cafe keys to the game, Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapies Incorporated, Fergus Falls Monument, Otter Tail Coaches, American Federal Bank of Fergus Falls, Fresh and Fancy at Mamashina's, FM Bank, Service Food, Splash Express, American Legion Post number 30, Lake Country Graphics, LB Homes, and by Running Stitches. Now let's head out for the pregame.
Hey, it's time for some Central Lakes baseball, Central Lakes Conference, and Section 8-3 baseball. Mark Johnson here from Legion Field as the Otters are hosting the Alexandria Cardinals today. It's just one game, and it is another cool April evening. Tomorrow is May 1st. Hopefully some warmer weather comes. Game time temperature right now 48 degrees, but the Otters looking to get back in the win column here after dropping 3 straight. The second game, that doubleheader of Wilmer, they beat the Cardinals 4-1 back on the 23rd, lost 23-12, and then lost a pair of games down at Ricori. We'll hear from head coach Shane Tilke, get his thoughts on those games. They lost 4-0 and 7-5. They did have bases loaded in that second game, but just couldn't get that timely hit that they needed. Alexandria, they're coming off 2 shutouts against Brainerd. They beat Brainerd 10-0 and 4-0, and prior to that they split with the St. Cloud Crush 5-0 and lost 5-2. So this will be a good game here, an important one, and not a doubleheader, so it's worth double the points in the Central Lakes standings, but also a big CLC and section game. So looking forward to this one. Had a chance to chat with head coach Shane Tilke. We'll have that interview after this break. It's the Otters and the Cardinals on Channel 977, also streamed on the Fergus Now app and on the KBRF YouTube channel.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top-quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Lake Region Healthcare joins you in shouting loud, cheering strong, and jumping for joy. Keeping our community healthy and spirited is the top priority at Lake Region Healthcare.
Serve your family and friends the best. Certified Angus beef from the meat department at Service Food. Special cuts and orders always welcome. Service Food, West Lincoln Avenue, Fergus Falls.
Service Food. Serving you best.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, You'll find it here. LB Broen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
For over 50 years, Ottertail Coaches has safely carried kids to school, to games, and back home again. Trusted by generations, they're proud to serve Fergus Falls and the surrounding area. Ottertail Coaches, safety, service, and dependability.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles to Quality Toyota to get a great deal, and we've done it 13 times.
Quality Toyota.
It's Otter Baseball today on 977, also streamed on the Fergus Now app and on the Fergus Falls YouTube channel. I'm joined by Shane Tilke, head coach of the Otters. Shane, we sometimes talk about the weather to start out, but kind of a brisk one here tonight again.
Yeah, it's a cool start. You know, it's still April, last day of April, so we're hoping that with the change of the calendar, we'll get a change in the weather at some point here. But good thing tonight out here at D Lagoon Park is the wind is down. It's still a little breezy, but not the wind we've seen, so we can tolerate it with less wind.
We got to give our listeners a little bit of insight. You know, we played a really good first game, and then the second game, I mean, it was gale force winds. I've never seen so many guys chase hats across the infield, but have you ever coached or played in weather like that? That was unbelievable.
No, not like that. Not where you play two in the same afternoon, evening, and the weather changes that dramatically throughout the course of the 3 or 4 hours at the ballpark. And maybe the closest we played that, we did play a very, very windy 50-degree game out in Nebraska, and so that was 40 mile an hour winds, and but it was very similar to that. So we should have been ready for it.
All right, let's talk about the recorded games 4-0 and 7-5, but they got in both games they got off to good starts with home runs.
Yeah, you know, both games, top of the first inning in game one, bottom of the first inning in game one, they got a solo home run. We felt we, had that guy out maybe earlier in that count, but, put us behind right away. So we're, chasing scoreboard the rest of that first game and just couldn't quite get the big hit with guys on. And then game two, same or similar. We had some chances to get guys out early in that inning and just misplayed a rundown and get an extra chance to make a play, and they hit a 3-run homer. And so I think we were down 4-0 right away in game two. And that, it just changes the way you approach at bats, the way you coach from third base. You can't necessarily sacrifice bunt, give away outs, things like that. So tonight we got to do a better job of limiting damage early and give ourselves a chance to play the style of baseball we like to play.
In that second game, you had bases loaded, down a couple runs, but there's a lot of fight in these Otters, isn't there?
Yeah, you know what? We've been down a few times this year, and it's been great to see our dugout demeanor. We got a lot of upperclassmen, obviously, all juniors and seniors playing the majority of the playing time, and they're never down and out. We were down 8-2 against Sauk Rapids and actually came back and won that game. And so we've been through that. These guys have been grinders their whole careers in summer balls, senior legion, junior legion, playing great teams, seeing good pitching, and we know if we can get to a bullpen, change the look from the mound, changes your perspective sometimes from the on-deck circle to the batter's box and gives yourself a chance to play.
Then we got Alexandria today, a very good team, no strangers to each other, and them back, in the section that too. But these games are really meaningful too. They're always meaningful, but this is a big game.
Yeah, this is a big game for us conference-wise. Dropping 2 to Riccoria this week, that's a tough start to the week. So we got to bounce back. We only get to play Alexandria once this year in the spring season. So this is a 2-point conference game. So it'd be equivalent to sweeping a doubleheader if you want to look at it that way for conference and things like that. And I know our kids are always excited when Alexandria comes to town because, like you said, we've known each other for a long time. There's a lot of relationships between the two teams. All very positive, and just looking forward to a good, clean baseball game where we really get a chance to show what we can do here at home.
Brody crying on the mound. He pitched a gem in that first game against Wilmer. He's pitch to contact type hitter. You need to really play good defense, do you?
Yep, we do. Brody does a great job of pounding the zone. He hits spots, changes speeds, mixes up his pitches, but we know they're going to put the ball in play and just being on our toes and ready defensively. And our mentality is want the ball hit to you. Be that guy with 2 outs, 2 strikes, whatever it is. Expect the ball to be hit and want it hit to you. And we've got a solid defense. These kids have worked hard, and I like the way we put a defense behind Brody today.
All right, the sun's popping out, Shane. We're going to have a good one.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a little sunshine, a little music at the ballpark, and the concession stand, and bathrooms will be open today, too. So we're ready to go.
All right, thanks, Shane.
Thanks, Mark.
Shane Tilke, head coach of the Otters, will come back with more after this break.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
What's your number?
We drove 5.2 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Lake Region Healthcare is proud to be trusted and recommended by parents and coaches, athletes, and families. Keeping healthcare close to home for local athletes and all their fans. Find us online at lrhc.org.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
Hey, we're back. It's now time to have our Nelson Auto Center starting lineups brought to you by Nelson Auto Center, Highway 210 West in Fergus Falls. For the Otters, leading off and playing third base will be Nolan Felschool, batting second. The second baseman, Micah Johnson, batting third. Hunter Powers playing first base. Brody Crine batting in the cleanup and pitching. And it's Parker Tilke in center field batting fifth. Batting sixth, the catcher, Brant Sherman. Cam Wiederick batting seventh and playing shortstop. In left field will be Jacob Froning, the eight-hitter, playing left field. And then Bennett Tilke, the right fielder, in the 9 spot. We're set to go here. Alex will step in here. Brody Crine. His first pitch is high to Jackson Waltzing. Ball 1. It'll be Waltzing playing third base. Left fielder Cooper Anderson on deck. Second pitch is a strike, 1-1. The number 3 hitter will be the right fielder Ron Peterson. Nolan Johnson, the catcher, batting fourth. And here is the 1-1 pitch. That's outside, 2-1. And then Brody Alderman, the shortstop, batting fifth. Then it's Griffin Wimmer, Ian Zabel, Nolan Fettig, and Landon Norling. And the fourth pitch is a ball. It's 3-1. Brody pitched a gem here in that 5-1 win over Wilmer. Had 7 Ks in that game, a complete game. There's a pitch that's lined into center field for a base hit. So a base hit as Alexandria gets their leadoff runner aboard. And again, that is Jackson Waltzing. That'll bring up the left fielder, Cooper Anderson. Again, this game just underway. Again, our game time temperature to start the game was 48 degrees, kind of a cool one. So Waltzing will step in here and take the count 0-0. Runner on first. Ground ball to shortstop. Wiederick on to Fellstool and to first base, not in time. And so Anderson will reach on a fielder's choice. And the first out at second base, Waltzing on the 6-4 putout. But he did lead off with a single. So a single and a base hit. And out at second base, that'll bring number 3 hitter, Bron Peterson. Whereas number 12, and he is the right fielder, throw to first. And base runner Anderson gets back easily. Come on out for the game. The concession stands are open. They even have hot chocolate. I got myself a hot chocolate here on a cool April 30th day. There's a pitch in for a strike. Good curveball that time by Brody Crine. Gets ahead in the count 0-1. And against Wilmer, Brody really worked ahead in the count most all of the game. Runner on first. Pitch misses on the outside. Count goes 1-1. Getting 1 out, 1 on here for Alexandria here in the top half of the first inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's laced into left field. That's a base hit. And down to second base goes Anderson. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, the catcher, Nolan Johnson. He's a left-handed batter. So 2 men on here in the first inning. Getting the doubleheader against Record. The Otters gave up a 2-run shot in the first game, a 3-run shot to start the second game. So see if they can get out of this early kind of minor jam so far. 1 out. See if the Otters can get a double play ball. The first pitch to Nolan Johnson is a ball. Runners on first and second here for the Cardinals. Nolan Johnson at the plate, the catcher. Curveball in the dirt. 2-0. Again, Hunter Powers playing right behind the base runner Peterson here. Here's the pitch. Outside corner. Good pitch for Brody there. 2-1. Instead of going 3-0, he climbs back into a 2-1 count. Brody's got very good control. He's got a good off-speed pitch, nice curveball. Here's Johnson at the plate. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Little change of speed on that one. Sun's popping out, and that pops up the temperature by a couple degrees every time. But the good thing is there's not a strong wind. And Nolan Johnson calls for time. Keep an eye on the JV1 game on Farmers Field. Give you some updates on that one as time goes on. Crine's pitch. It's going to be popped up. And Cam Wiedrich under it. Cam Wiedrich makes the play. Gets Nolan Johnson out. And there's 2 down. So the shortstop, Brady Alderman, will step in with runners on first and second. 2 outs. And Crine hopefully can get ahead in the count early in this one. 2 men on right now, first and second base. Number 5 hitter, Alderman at the plate. That's short in the dirt. Ball 1. Again, our game side engineer, Dave Bishop, will upload the game later. So if you're watching and it's dropping some frames, that will be in its entirety. There's a pitch in for a strike probably later tonight. One and one the count, 2 down. Crine from the set. And here is the pitch high. Tried to curveball there, didn't break. 2-1. Runners on first and second with generous leads here now. 1 runner in scoring position. 2 down. There's a fly ball to center field. Parker Tilke couldn't get to it. It's going to go into the gap. That'll score 2. And a stand-up double that time for Brady Alderman. So a stand-up double. And Anderson comes across to score, as does Bron Peterson. And so 2 RBIs on a double that time. And there's a runner on second base. 2-0 here, Alexandria, top half of the first inning. And the first baseman, Griffin Wimmer, left-handed bat, will step in. There's a pitch in for a strike. So 0-1 to Griffin Wimmer. If he reaches, Ivan Zabel, the DH, would be on deck. Ground ball right side. Hunter Powers up with it. On to Krind. So a 3-1 put out, but not after. The Cardinals do a little damage. They get 2 runs on 2 hits. There's no errors, and there's 1 runner left on base as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Our recap of the inning brought to you by Minnesota Motor Company. 2-0, Cardinals with the lead.
It's time to get road trip ready with a new Buick from Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. Whether you like the full size and power of the Buick Enclave or the smaller, fuel-efficient Buick Envista, they have the perfect SUV waiting just for you. Some models are discounted up to $6,000. Contact the sales team for details. Buick, exceptional by design.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Hey, welcome back to American Legion Field. Otters trail at 2-0 after the first half of the inning as the shortstop Brady Alderman doubled in 2 runs. And now we're going to take a look at the Alexandria pitcher, Zach Iverson. And incidentally, the last doubleheader, the 2 shutouts over Brainerd, Jackson Waltzing threw a perfect game in that one. Tossed a 5-hit, Jackson Waltzing, a perfect game. He threw 64 pitches. And that means nobody reached base. I can't remember. I heard of a perfect game in high school. You usually have a error or 2 or a walk and whatnot, but on the mound is Zach Iverson. As catching will be Nolan Johnson, and the defense here for the Cardinals. Wimmer will be at first, Fedek at second, Alderman at short, Waltzing at third, Anderson in left, Guess Norling in center, and Peterson in right. And Nolan Fellstuhl will step to the plate. He was our quality player of the game in that second loss to Wilmer here last Thursday. So Fellstuhl steps in. People are filing into the game here, and again, the concession stand is open. This pitch from Iverson inside, ball 1. Let's see if the Otters can answer here and pick up a run or 2 here in the first inning, get runners aboard. Fellstuhl left-handed bat, having a great season at the plate. Pitch inside, 2-0. In a very, very important CLC and section game. Here's a pitch in for a strike, goes to 2-1. Micah Johnson is on deck, followed by Hunter Powers and Brody Krind. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fellstuhl grounds it up the middle. Base hit. Good job by Nolan. Puts it right up the middle. And the Otters have their leadoff man aboard. They'll bring up senior second baseman Micah Johnson. Johnson will step in here. And Hunter Powers is on deck. So Fellstuhl at first. Iverson, the right-handed pitcher, from the stretch, comes to the rest, throws it over to first. And Fellstuhl only had about a step and a half lead off of first base. Again, Hunter Powers is on deck. Zach Iverson. Micah Johnson squares the bunt, pulls back wisely as the pitch was in the dirt. So not a lot of strikes thrown so far here by Iverson. Powers, Krind, Parker Tilke. The next Otter batters in the lineup. Cardinals lead at 2-0, but the Otters have a runner on base. Nice bunt by Micah to the right side. Halverson's going to field it. Bobbled and then on to first, and they do get Micah, but Micah gets a sacrifice. But then I'll move Nolan Fellstool to second. Good bunt by Micah. Pitcher Iverson kind of bobbled it momentarily and then got it over to Wimmer. But a nice bunt. Good job by Micah getting Fellstool down to second base. Hunter Powers, the big lefty, steps in. Otters with a runner on second base, and Nolan Fellstool, who led off with a single. Curveball high, 1-0. Wind is kind of blowing out of the east, northeast a little bit, so it's a favorable home run wind. And there's a curveball way outside there as Iverson misses. Our last broadcast here, Brody Crine hit a 2-run shot. And Wilmer hit one that we didn't think was out. It was quite a ways foul. There's a 2-0 pitch. That's high, 3-0 to Powers. So the Otters, with no outs, have a runner on second and a 3-0 count to Hunter Powers. Here comes Iverson's pitch. That's going to be in for a strike. Just caught the top part of the strike zone. Again, Brody Crine, the cleanup batter, is on deck for Fergus Falls. Iverson takes the signal from catcher Nolan Johnson, comes to the rest. Here's a pitch from Iverson, curveball. Catcher did a good job of framing that one. Might have caught the outside corner. So 3-2 is the count here with 1 out. Powers at the plate. Nolan on Fellstool on second. And there's a ball, good eye that time by Powers, laying off that identical pitch, but this time it's outside. So a base on ball, a walk for Powers. Brings up the pitcher, Brody Crine. Again, Crine hit a home run against Wilmer. And again, Parker Tilke is on deck. Crine at the plate. Otters runners on first and second. Pitch from Iverson in for a strike. Powers on first. Nolan Fellstool on second base. Here's the pitch from Zach Iverson. Curveball. It's going to be popped up, but it's toward right center field. Nolan's going to take off. Oh, boy. Strong throw, and he's going to be in there. And so a sacrifice fly. On the throw, Powers stays at first base just in case they were to cut it off. But Fellstool to third. And there's 2 outs now. A sacrifice fly. And Parker Tilke will step in. Otters have runners at first and third. And 2 down. Again, timely hitting so key, and that's what they needed against Ricori the other day. Just couldn't get that timely hit late in that second game. Pitch on the outside, outside for a ball, 1-0. If Parker were to reach, Brant Sherman, the catcher, is on deck. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's going to be high. Or pardon me, 0-1 pitch. It's 1-1 now. And here's the 1-1 pitch now. Fellstool at third. Inside. 2-1. Dave Bishop, our game side engineer, is sporting a nice new American Legion baseball hat from the Waffle Feed. Wearing that with pride. Really nice, sharp hats. 2-1 the count. Here to Parker Tilke. Pitch, good eye that by Parker. 3-1. You love to be at the plate with a 3-1 count. Brant Sherman is on deck. Parker's at the plate here. Fellstool Nolan's at third. Hunter Powers is at first base. And Parker Tilke at the plate. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Curveball. And it's going to go to the backstop. There's going to be at the plate. But it's going to scoot away from the catcher, Nolan Johnson. So Parker to first base on a walk. Powers goes down to second, and Fellstool scores. What are we calling that? Scoring on an error there, Ryan? Or yeah, like a wild, okay. So an error there, kind of a wild pitch, but one run across. And the one hit so far for the Otters, the Fellstool, and Fellstool scores. All right, here we go. First pitch to Brant Sherman, fouled back into the screen. So Powers is at second. Parker Tilke at first base. Otters have one across and 2 outs. Cam Wiederick on deck if Brant were to reach. Zach Iverson with a pitch. And it's going to be fouled towards the third base dugout. Count goes to 0-2. So the Otters chipping away here, getting one back here. So opportunity here with Sherman at the plate. Runner in scoring position is Powers at second base. Pitch gets going to be fouled back into the screen. 0-2. We've just seen a fastball and a curveball. His curveball, it's kind of a little predictable. You know what I mean? I think we just sit back in the zone and get a barrel on it. Here comes the 0-2 count. That's going to be outside. 1-2. 23 pitches here in the first inning so far for Zach Iverson. Again, the Otters at runners at first and second. 2 outs. Brant Sherman at the plate. Pitch from Iverson. Bouncer to the left side. Oh, and the third baseman, an unassisted play. Good also there by Waltzing. Unassisted. That's a 5U if you're scoring at home. But in the inning, the Otters get 1 run on 1 hit. There's 1 error. And the Otters leave 2 on base. 2-1, Alexandria, our Minnesota Motor inning recap. Minnesota Motor on South Peb Lake Road. We'll come back with the top of the second after this.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls and Breckenridge. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
Minnesota Twins. Hey, welcome back to American Legion Field. A lot of action tonight in Minnesota sports. The Minnesota Wild taking on the Dallas Stars. Timberwolves playing tonight. And the Twins and Blue Jays will be playing a 6:40 start in that one. So, but with the matter at hand here, the Otters get one back as Nolan Fellstool leads off with a single. He got to third on a second on a sacrifice bunt to third base on a sacrifice fly, then came across on a wild pitch. And so the Otters answer. It's 2-1 as we head to the top half of the second inning. And the DH, Ivan Zabel, will lead off for the Cardinals. So Zabel, Fedig, and Guess Norling, the 7, 8, 9 batters here for Alexandria. So Brody Crine for the windup. Curveball in the dirt. Goes 1-0. Here's the pitch to Zabel. That's going to be outside. 2-0. Well, Brody pitched an excellent game here last week in that 5-1 win over Wilmer. Here's the pitch. That's going to be fouled back. 2-1. Boy, in that game, Brody really, really worked ahead in that one. And has been doing a good job here in the game against Alexandria. Did surrender a couple runs in the first inning. Here's Krine's pitch. In for a strike. 2-2. Brody kind of changed speeds on Zabel that time. We'll see if he punches out with a curveball or throws a high fastball. Yep, he threw the high fastball. Didn't get him to bite. 3-2 the count. We're in the top of the second inning. Cardinals lead it by a score of 2-1. They have no outs. Their leadoff man is up right now, Ivan Zabel. Pitch, that's lined into left field for a hit. And so Ivan Zabel on to first base with a single. Will bring up the second baseman, Nolan Fettig. So Zabel, the DH, reaches. And we are in the top of the second inning. Number 8 hitter Nolan Fettig at the plate, his first at-bat. Pitch from Krine, that's going to be grounded foul to the left side. 0-1. And so, again, Guess Norling is on deck. He's the 9 hitter. At the plate, Nolan Fettig. There's a pitch. That looked awfully good, but it's a ball. It's 1-1. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Strike. Brody has very good control. He just paints that outside corner. So 1-2 here. Crying ahead in the count. Curveball got him looking. That'll be a backwards K in my scorebook. So first strikeout for Brody. And that will bring up the number 4, Landon Guess Norling. He is the center fielder with 1 out, 1 runner on. Pitch high for a ball. 1-0. Alexandria leads Fergus Falls, middle of the second inning in the JV game on Farmers Field. Pitch swung on and missed. 1-1. Again, we have 1 runner on here for the Cardinals. Good change of speed, curveball there. Again, fall towards the Otter dugout. Brody's really got to continue to do what he's doing here. Just mix in the pitches here. There's a pitch swung on towards center field. Parker Tilke drifting back. He's under it. Parker makes the play. Zabel will not try to tag. And so the Otters here now. Second out. So 2 down now. There's a pitch that's going to be laced up the gut into center field. Zabel to second, and leadoff hitter waltzing to first base. He's got a pair of hits in this one so far. There's 2 outs, though, and that'll bring up the number 2 hitter, left fielder Connor Anderson. There's the pitch in for a strike, so Brody gets ahead in the count. We're in the top of the second inning. Otters trail 2-1. Anderson at the plate for the Cardinals. Pitch is going to be popped up. Powers is under it, and he'll make the play. That'll send down the Cardinals, so we head to the bottom of the second inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. and the Cardinals strand 2 in the inning as we head to the bottom of the second. Our Minnesota Motor inning recap, or half inning recap, will come back with the bottom of the second. After this, Otters trail 2-1.
What's your number?
We drove 25 miles to get a great deal at Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
At American Federal Bank, they're proud sponsors of local high school athletics. Just like their student athletes, American Federal is here to go the extra mile for you. American Federal Bank, investing in our community one play at a time. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, we're back here at Legion Field. After 1.5 innings, it's 2-1 in favor of the Cardinals. Otters will come to the plate, though, to bring up Cam Wiederick, Jacob Froning, and Bennett Tilke. And the Otters here, they got a run in the first inning. And good job there by the Otters. Nolan Felstow reaching and then getting to second base on a Micah Johnson sacrifice bunt. And then he was moved over to third on a sacrifice fly, and then he scored on a pass ball or wild pitch. First pitch to Wiederick from Iverson is in for a strike. 0-1. So Cam Wiederick, the shortstop, up for the Otters. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball missed on the outside corner, or didn't hit the corner, pardon me, but missed outside. And here comes the 1-1 pitch from Iverson. That's a strike. The art of framing pitches. Nolan Johnson. Yeah, it's pretty. He's too obvious with it. There's a ground ball to the second baseman. Fettig is up with it. On to first, and Wiederick is out on a 4-3 putout. Had to bring up Jacob Froning, his first at bat. Jacob playing left field.
Now batting your left fielder, Jacob Froning.
So Froning will step in. Bennett Tilke is on deck, followed by the leadoff hitter Nolan Felstool. 1 out. First pitch to Froning is a strike. Makes such a difference when you get ahead in the count when you're pitching. There's a pitch low for a ball. 1-1. Both these pitchers pretty good control here. Couple of walks, in the first inning for Iverson. There's a swing and a miss by Froning. The count goes to 1-2. There's a 1-2 pitch that's fouled back. Count remains 1-2. So 1-2 pitch now to Jacob Froning. That's going to be outside. The count goes at 2-2. So 2-2 the count here to Jacob Froning. He's followed by Bennett Tilke and leadoff hitter Nolan Felstool. There's a ball. Count goes 2-2. Or is it full right now? Is it 3-2? Okay. Yep, 3-2. The count is full. Here's the pitch from Zach Iverson. Ground ball, second baseman. Fettig up with it. On to Wimmer, and the same identical play, a 4-3 ground out. Retires Jacob Froning, and the right fielder Bennett Tilke will step in here for the Otters. Tilke, the right fielder. And here's the pitch to Bennett from Iverson. Strike on the outside corner. 0-1. 2 down here for the Otters. They trail 2-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Pitch by Iverson. That misses outside. 1-1. Here's Bennett wearing number 5. The curveball swung on out towards center field. And Guess Norling is under it and makes the play. So 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. Our inning recap brought to you by Minnesota Motor Company. We'll head to the top of the third. Cardinals lead it 2-1.
The key to a great meal is at the Viking Cafe of Fergus Falls. The Viking Cafe with Minnesota's best omelet, manhole cover pancakes, and burgers that will fill your appetite. The key to a great breakfast and lunch is at the Viking Cafe, downtown Fergus Falls.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
For over 50 years, Ottertail Coaches has safely carried kids to school, to games, and back home again. Trusted by generations, they're proud to serve Fergus Falls and the surrounding area. Ottertail Coaches, safety, service, and dependability.
Welcome back to the American Legion Field here, where the Otters trail the Cardinals here by a score of 2-1, as we are in the top of the third inning, and the Cardinals will bring to the plate the number 3 hitter, right fielder, Bron Peterson. Here's the pitch. First one, it's low in the dirt. 1-0 the count. So 1-0 the count. Nolan Johnson on deck, and then in the hole is Brady Alderman. Second pitch from Krein is a ball. Count goes to 2-0. Comes a 2-0 pitch from Brody. That's low in the dirt. Count quickly goes to 3-0. Otter girls and boys golf teams with the CLC meet at the Pebble Golf Course this afternoon and morning. And the 3-1 pitch coming now as Krein's last pitch was in for a strike. Ground ball to the shortstop. Cam Wiedrich up with it. On to first. Nice play by Cam. And the first batter is retired on a 6-3 putout. And Nolan Johnson will step in. Nolan popped out to Wiedrich in the first inning. He's a left-handed batter. He's the 4 hitter for Alexandria. And pitch strike on the outside corner. Good job by Brody here getting ahead in the count. Alderman, who hit that 2 RBI doubles on deck. There's a pitch fouled off to the right side. Count goes to 0-2. Again, if you're attempting to watch the stream right now, there's a lot of Wi-Fi traffic, so there's some stuttering, but that'll be loaded and taken care of. Later tonight, you'll be able to watch the game or rewatch it. Bennett Tilke gets under that high pop fly. Good job by Bennett. And Nolan Johnson pops out to right field. And Brody Alderman will step in. Again, he had that 2-run double in the first inning. But Krein cruising here in the second inning. Here comes the pitch. Curveball. Center field. Parker Tilke's after it. Bennett has the first one. Parker has the second one. And a good inning for Brody Krein. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We head now to the bottom of the third inning. Otters trail it by a score of 2-1 on the Minnesota Motor inning recap.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
What is it? Okay. Welcome back to American Legion Field. Good inning for the Otters that time. 3 up and 3 down. Brody Crine doing a good job getting ahead of the count. Good defense. Wiedrich makes a play. Bennett Tilke and Parker Tilke each with catches. And the Otters will bring up the leadoff hitter, Nolan Felstuhl. Scored a run in the first, singled in the first. Nolan left-handed bat, playing second base. Zach Iverson still on the mound. Pitch just paints the outside corner for a strike. Nolan having a great year at the plate. Micah Johnson is on deck, followed by Hunter Powers. There's the 0-1 pitch. Misses for a ball, 1-1. That looks a lot like the last pitch. A 1-1 count here to Nolan Felstuhl. Curve ball in for a strike. Just caught the upper part of the strike zone. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Felstuhl. Ground ball left side. That's going to get through for a base hit. And Nolan is 2 for 2. Good job. Nolan just waiting for that fastball. Jumps on it. And Micah Johnson steps in. Micah had a nice sacrifice bunt that moved Felstuhl to second base in the first inning. And then Felstuhl went to third on a sacrifice fly, scored on a wild pitch. 2-1, Otters trail here, bottom of the third inning. There's the pitch, in for a strike. So Felstuhl on first, Johnson at the plate, and Hunter Powers is on deck. Throw to first, and Felstuhl in easily. 0-1 the count here to senior Micah Johnson. He had a great football and basketball season this year. Here's the pitch, curveball in for a strike. Seems to be snapping that thing off a little bit better now here in the second and third innings. So 0-2 the count. Look for another curveball here. Felstuhl on first. And here's the 0-2 pitch to Micah Johnson. Curveball, and Micah did a good job getting rid of that one. Falls it back out of play. 2-1 again. 4 hits for the Cardinals, 2 runs. They have 1 error. The Otters with 2 hits and 1 run. No errors so far in the game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he got him looking. So Johnson goes down, and that'll bring up Hunter Powers, the number 3 hitter. First strikeout of the game so far by pitcher Iverson. So 1 out, 1 on. Felstuhl's on first base, had that single to lead the inning off. Powers takes a big cut at that one. It's going to go towards left field. And Anderson is under it, and Felstuhl will stay at first. So on 1 pitch, Powers pops out. There's 2 outs now. And Brody Crine with a chance to try to move Felstuhl around the bases, steps in to get it. A 2-run dinger against Wilmer here a week ago. Throw to first. Felstuhl's in easy. 2-1, Otters trail here. There's 2 down. There's a runner on first. Brody Crine at the plate. Fellstuhl's on first. There's the pitch. There's a curveball. In for a strike. Oh, and 1 the count to Crine. Neither team has stolen a base thus far. There's a pitch, fastball, strike 2, 0-2. If Crine reaches, Parker Tilke would be on deck. There's 2 outs right now, 0-2 though to Brody Crine. Pitch, line drive to left field. It's a single, and he moves Fellstuhl to second. Good piece of hitting there by Brody. He just sat back and sent that one over the shortstop. And the Otters have a runner in scoring position. Fellstuhl to second, Crine at first, and Parker Tilke, who walked in the first inning, steps to the plate. So Tilke steps in. Brant Sherman is on deck. There is 2 outs. Fellstuhl at second, Crine at first. Pitch swung and missed by Parker, 0-1. So Parker steps in. Can play football at Wisconsin Superior. Also had an excellent football and hockey season. Pitch right down the pipe to Crine, or to Parker. Count is 0-2. 0-2 the count here, with 2 on here for the Otters. Here's the pitch from Iverson. That's low, 1-2. 2 men on right now. We got a runner in scoring position. Fellstuhl's at second base. Brody Crine is at first. Here's the 1-2 pitch now to Parker Tilke. Iverson comes to the rest. Right hands it. Curveball swung and missed. He struck him out. The Otters do get 2 hits in the inning. There's no runs. 2 hits, no errors. The Otters strand 2, and we head now to the top of the 4th inning. And Minnesota Motor with our recap of the inning. We'll come back with more after this.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Between muddy roads and dusty drives, your car takes a beating. Keep it shining with an unlimited car wash membership at Splash Express. Upgrade to the Platinum for a rust inhibitor, hot wax, and ceramic coating in one bundle. Stop by Splash Express next to Premier Meats in Fergus Falls.
Between practices, games, and late-night drives, who's got time to grocery shop? With Instacart from Service Food in Fergus Falls, order online and your groceries are ready for delivery. So you can cheer louder, not shop longer. Service Food of Fergus Falls.
Serving you best.
Darren. Welcome back to American Legion Field here as the Otters trail 2-1. They did get 2 runners on in the inning, and it's been a pretty well-played game thus far. I want to tell you about Running Stitches. They're the local choice for embroidering and screen printing in Fergus Falls. Running Stitches Embroidery. Park Region scoreboard reads Alex 2, Fergus Falls 1. Cardinals will bring up Griffin Wimmer, Evan Zabel, and Nolan Fettig. So Wimmer will step in here. Wimmer grounded out to the first baseman. It was a 3-1 put out. Crine covering first base. Top of the 4th inning. This game is moving along compared to a couple that we had last Thursday. The second game. The first game went pretty quickly. 23-12 was the other one. Here comes the Crine pitch. In for a strike. Brody gets ahead in the count. So 0-1 the count. There's the pitch. Low and inside. 1-1 the count. Crine's pitch this time is going to be high. 2-1. Here's Brody's 2-1 pitch. Misses outside. Count goes to 3-1. So 3-1 count here now to number 11, Griffin Wimmer, the first baseman. Ground ball to Cam Wiederick. On to first. A nice 6-3 put out. And the Otters get the leadoff hitter out. And the designated hitter, Ivan Zabel, will step in. He's singled in the second inning. Nolan Fedek will be on deck, followed by Landon Guess-Norling. So Zabel had a single to left field. Again in the second inning. First pitch for Crine is in for a strike. So Crine working quickly here, having a good inning. Pitch in the dirt that time, 1-1. In the third inning, Crine went 1-2-3. First runner is out here in Griffin Wimmer. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Zabel. Alexandria DH in for a strike, 1-2. Brody finding a groove here, keeping that ball down in the zone. See what he comes with against Zabel. Fastball high, 2-2. Zabel laid off that high, hard one. Comes a 2-2 pitch from Crine. That's going to be high for a ball, 3-2. So 3-2 the count. The catcher is Brant Sherman. Oh, there's the try to curveball that time, but it's a outside, and Zabel go down to first base, so he reaches once again. And the second baseman, Nolan Fedek, will step in here for Fergus Falls, or for Alexandria, pardon me. So Fedek steps in. Pitch, that's going to be popped up. Parker Tilke is under it, and makes the play. So the Otters have 2 outs now. And Landon Guess-Norling will step in. Flew out to center in the first inning, or second inning, pardon me. It's been a good defensive game here for the Otters. No errors in this one thus far. First pitch in for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's going to be in the dirt. Brant Sherman will have to pick it up. He'll throw it down to second, but on to second is Zabel. Count is 1-1. So Zabel to second base. Left-handed batter, Guess-Norling at the plate. 1-1 count. Pitch from Crine. Ball outside. Guess-Norling is a left-handed bat. Count goes to 2-1. There comes a pitch from Crine. That's going to be high. Count goes to 3-1. Crine doesn't want to lose the 9-hitter here in Landon Guess-Norling. Here's the pitch from Crine. Ground ball, second base. Micah Johnson gets a good hop, good throw. And the Otters get it done here. A 4-3 putout. No runs, no hits, no errors. And the Cardinals strand 1. So we head now to the bottom of the 4th inning in a tight one here. Cardinals lead the Otters 2-1 on our Minnesota Motor inning recap. We'll come back with the bottom of the inning after this break.
It's time to get road trip ready with a new Buick from Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. Whether you like the full size and power of the Buick Enclave or the smaller, fuel-efficient Buick Envista, they have the perfect SUV waiting just for you. Some models are discounted up to $6,000. Contact the sales team for details. Buick, exceptional by design.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Hey, welcome back to American Legion Field. 2-1 the score. Cardinals with the lead here on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. And we'll have our quality player of the game and our post-game show brought to you by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. So Brant Sherman will step in here to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning. Sherman was out on a 5-4 put out in the first inning. Brant steps in. There's a ball on the, just missing the outside corner. Brant, a right-handed batter. Cam Wiedrich is on deck, followed by Jacob Froning in the hole. And the count goes 2-0. That one's going to be outside. So Brant getting ahead on the count here. Zach Iverson's gone the distance. Brody Crine the distance for the Otters thus far. Pitched low, ball. Good job by Sherman here. 3-0 count. Again, Cam Wiedrich is on deck, and then Jacob Froning. Pitch in the dirt, so a 4-ball walk. So a good job by Brant getting to first base. And Cam Wiedrich will come in. He grounded out to the second baseman, Fedig, in the second inning. So Wiedrich's going to step in. And Micaiah Abramson comes in to run. For the catcher, Brant Sherman. Here's a pitch from Iverson. Cam squared to bunt, pulled it back as the ball was well outside. It's a ball. Count is 1-0. Nobody out here for the Otters. They got a runner on first base. See if the Otters play a little small ball here. Wiedrich at the plate, squares the bunt. That's going to be outside. Throw to right back at Micaiah Abramson. He gets back. Diving in. The count is 2-0. So 2-0 to Cam Wiedrich. Micaiah Abramson on to run for Brant Sherman on first base with no outs. Squares the bunt. Good one. Gets it down. On to first. So Cam Wiedrich sends Micaiah Abramson down to second base on a sacrifice bunt. And the left fielder, Jacob Froning, is going to step in. So Jacob Froning steps in. Bennett Tilke is on deck. Otters trail 2-1 by the runner in scoring position in Micaiah Abramson. And the pitch to Froning, fall back into the screen. So Zach Iverson gets ahead in the count, 0-1. Two to 1. Alexandria with the lead here. Bottom of the fourth inning. Swung on and missed by Froning. Count goes to 0-2. Otters threatening here, though. One out with a runner on second base, and that's kind of been the story the last couple games, just needing the timely hits here, and the Otters need one here. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Iverson to Jacob Froning. Swung on and missed. Kind of went fishing for an outside low pitch. So 2 down now, and Bennett Tilke will step in. Bennett popped out to center in the second inning. Again, the Otters have a runner on second baseman in Micaiah Abramson as Brant Sherman walked. Micaiah came on to run. Pitch fouled back by Bennett Tilke. Otters aggressive at the plate. Won the count to right fielder Bennett Tilke. He'll step out as Iverson was taking the time on the calls, on the signs. Abramson on second base. So he gets a good secondary lead here. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. Again, Benetilke at the plate, Abramson on second base. Pitch swung on and missed, struck him out. So Bennett goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Zach Iverson. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Otters strand a runner as we head now to the top of the 5th inning. Minnesota Motor brings us our inning recaps. Minnesota Motor Company on South Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls. 2-1 Alex after 4 complete.
Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls is proud to sponsor area athletics. Nelson Auto knows the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto Center in Fergus Falls.
Looking to buy, build, or refinance? Trust Alicia Helgeson at FM Bank in Fergus Falls. With expert guidance and local know-how, she makes the mortgage process smooth and stress-free. Call Alicia or apply online at mybankfm.com today. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls and Breckenridge. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
Here we're back in Fergus Falls. Thanks for tuning in on Channel 977. Game is also streamed on the Fergus Now app and on the KBRF Radio YouTube channel. I want to remind you that the game will be uploaded in its entirety later on tonight. And if you're experiencing some delays at all, here's the pitch from Krein. That's in for a strike. The leadoff hitter, Jackson Waltzing. He has 2 singles in his first and second at-bats. There's 2 strikes quickly. So Brody getting right after it here. Connor Anderson, and Bron Peterson on deck. Fly ball, kind of between center and shortstop. And in with a bloop single is Jackson Waltzing. So he gets a single. It just went between Parker Tilke and Cam Wiederick, kind of one of those, what I call aluminum bat, off the handle type of singles. Waltzing on first, gets a decent lead over there. We'll see if he's running. Neither team has a stolen base thus far, as Cooper Anderson showed bunt, and he pulled his bat back, but the pitch was a strike. Waltzing's got a decent lead over there. We'll see if he's going here. There's the pitch. That's going to be high. And again, Anderson squared to bunt. We'll see what happens here. 1-1 count. Throw back. Good job by Krein, keeping Waltzing honest over it. Again, Waltzing has 3 hits in the game. 1-1 is a count. No outs. Cardinals lead it 2-1. There's a pitch for a ball, 2-1, or 2-1. Sun is out now. Kind of a light wind here. And Krein on the mound. Waltzing through a perfect game against Brainerd here recently on first base. Squares, bunt, down to second base. Brody is up with it. On to first. So Connor Anderson gets the job done on a sacrifice bunt. Waltzing goes to second. There's 1 out, and Bron Peterson will step in. Peterson singled in the first and grounded out to Wiederick in the 3rd inning. Again, 2-1 Cardinals with the lead with a runner on second base. Pitch from Krein in the dirt. That will move Jackson Waltzing to third base. He's 90 feet away from home plate. So 1-0 to Bron Peterson. And here's the pitch high. 2-0. Otters bring the infield in. Try to cut that run off at the plate on a ground ball. Infield in on the grass. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Crine. That's going to be high. The pitch count goes to 3-0. So Cardinals threatening here in the top half of the fifth inning. Brody to the rest. Pitch. Curveball in for a strike. Good job on 3-0. Brody throwing a curveball. Hits the outside corner. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Curveball. Drilled to left field. Jacob Froning makes the catch. And maybe I'd touch third base. Are they going to say it was a hit, Ryan? What do we got here? What do we got? What? No catch? Man, he would have left early. I sure would throw that over to third base. But sacrifice fly by Braun Peterson. That scores a run. 3-1. As Waltzing comes across the plate and Nolan Johnson steps in. 2 outs here for the Otters. The Cardinals get one across. Ground ball through the right side for a base hit. And Nolan Johnson on to first base. That'll bring up the shortstop, Brody Alderman. He flew out to center in the second inning, and he doubled in the first 2 runs of the game in the first inning. So Curtis Renner comes in for the catcher with a big lead. He's got a big lead over there. Here's the pitch for a ball. So 2 down here with a runner on first, but 1 across in the inning. Runner's going. Throw down to second, not in time. Yeah, is it a strike? So a strike. What number is the pinch runner out there again? 10, okay. Brody Brandt, the pinch runner, on second base now. With a stolen base. Pitch in for a strike. Count goes to 1-2. See if Brody can finish Edelman off here. And the Otters can get back in the dugout and get to the plate here. 1-2. 2 outs. Runner on second for the Cardinals. Ooh. Nice pitch there. Didn't catch the outside corner, though. 2-2. So here comes the 2-2 count. 2 outs. Runner on second. Brody Brandt. Good job by Brant Sherman. That was in the dirt. The curveball. Missed outside and low. Count is full. 3-2. Crine from the stretch. Curveball in for a strike. Got him looking. So another strikeout for Brody. But the Cardinals get 1 run, 1 hit. There's no errors. They leave 1 runner aboard as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Our inning recap, half inning brought to you by Minnesota Motor Company. The Otters trail at 3-1. We'll come back with more after this.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Between muddy roads and dusty drives, your car takes a beating. Keep it shining with an unlimited car wash membership at Splash Express. Upgrade to the Platinum for a rust inhibitor, hot wax, and ceramic coating in one bundle. Stop by Splash Express next to Premier Meats in Fergus Falls.
Between practices, games, and late-night drives, who's got time to grocery shop? With Instacart from Service Food in Fergus Falls, order online and your groceries are ready for delivery. So you can cheer louder, not shop longer. Service Food of Fergus Falls.
Yeah, there's another double. Hey, we're back here at American Legion Field as the Otters right now trail at 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. And Nolan Felstu will lead it off, followed by Micah Johnson and Hunter Powers. Running Stitches is the local choice for embroidery and screen printing in Fergus Falls. Running Stitches Embroidery. Felstu steps in. He's 2 for 2. But Zach Iverson's been in a pretty good groove here the last 3 innings. Pitches fall back. Count goes to 0-1. Be more baseball coming your way. We'll give you those games and schedule here in the post-game show. Zach Iverson remains on the mound. Here's the pitch. That's low. Count is 1-1. Micah Johnson on deck, followed by Hunter Powers. Pitch ground ball, right side, fielded by the first baseman, Wimmer, and an unassisted putout. And there's one down, and Micah Johnson will step in. So Micah sacrificed bunted Felstu to second base in the first inning. Felstu eventually scored and struck out in the third. Powers is on deck. There's one out. Nobody on for the Otters. First pitch is a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch to senior Micah Johnson. That's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. So 2-0 here to Micah Johnson. Pitch lifted to left field, but under it making the play is Anderson, the left fielder. So Connor Anderson gets underneath that one. There's 2 down here for the Otters. What's Ryan doing next, or Micah doing? U of M. His dad Ryan doing the PA system and the scoreboard and taking tickets. Are you doing the field today, Ryan? It takes everybody's help. There's a first pitch to Powers. That's in the dirt, 1-0. So Powers in the game walked in the first inning and flew out to the left fielder Cooper Anderson in the third. Zach Iverson. Shot. That's drilled deep to right field. It's gone. A home run for Hunter Powers as he lifts it over the right field fence. So Powers with a big bat, a big swing, and it is 3-2. The home run for Hunter Powers. How about that? Dials long distance. There was no question about that one. So Powers with a home run, and it's 3-2. Brody Crine, who homered here last Thursday, will step in. So Brody Crine steps in here for Fergus Falls. It's 3-2. Here's the pitch to Crine, a curveball, and that's fouled back. Count is 1-1. So 1-1 to Crine with 2 outs, but a run across in the home run for Hunter Powers. Here's a pitch in for a strike. Count is 1-2. So 1-2 the count to Crine. Both these pitchers doing an excellent job here in this one. There's the pitch inside. 2-2. Iverson from the windup, right hands it. That's in the dirt. 3-2. You know, you got to use every out in these games. I don't care. Sometimes with 2 outs, you know, teams can have a tendency to kind of let up. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Crine. That's in for a strike. Got him looking. So Crine goes down, but the Otters get one back. 1 run, 1 hit. It's a big one. It's a ding-dong, a home run for Hunter Powers. No errors, nobody left on base. We head now to the top of the 6th inning. 3-2 Alexandria. On our Park Region telephone scoreboard, Minnesota Motor Company brings us our inning recaps.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
Welcome back to American Legion Field. In a good ball game here, 3-2. Otters get one back on the Hunter Powers home run. And this is what I'd call a very, very cleanly played game here. Only 1 error in the game. That was the run scored on that wild pitch. So the Otters here looking to shut down the Cardinals and get back to the plate here. So Griffin Wimmer, the 6th hitter, is up, followed by Ivan Zabel and Nolan Fettig. So a dandy here, 3-2. This is just a single game here. So Griffin Wimmer is 0 for 2. Grounded out to the first baseman, Hunter Powers, and then grounded out to Wiedrich in the 4th inning. So he is 0 for 2. Left-handed batter. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. So 1-0 the count. There's a pitch in for a strike. Good job, Crine, coming right in on Wimmer. 1-1 the count. Curveball, a little low. 2-1. Brody in a pretty good groove here now. He's been shutting the Cardinals down here. There's a liner right towards Cam Wiedrich, and Cam makes the play. And the leadoff hitter, Griffin Wimmer, goes down, and the DH, Ivan Zabel, will step in. He's 1 for 1. He walked in the 4th, singled in the 2nd inning. Nolan Fettig is on deck. There goes Crine. Curveball strike. Brody getting ahead in the count. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball, that's through the hole. And the DH, Zabel, with his 2nd hit of the ball game. So 8 hits in the ball game here for the Alexandria Cardinals. And the 2nd baseman, Nolan Fettig, will step in. Struck out looking in the 2nd. Popped out to Parker Tilke in the 4th inning. First pitch is high for a ball. 1-0. There is a runner aboard here for the Cardinals. The 1-out single by Ivan Zabel, the DH. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In for a strike. 1-1. 1 down here for Fergus Falls. Zabel's at first. Pitch, curveball in the dirt. Zabel's going to go down to 2nd base. He moves pretty good for a big guy. I don't know if I heard that right. If he's going to go to UND to play football, you know, that's what I'm pretty sure that's the case. He's got a big frame. Pretty good wheels, too. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be fouled out of play. Count 2-2. Count 2-2. Here's the pitch to Fedek. 2-2, 1 out, 1 runner on. That pitch is high. Count goes to 3-2. So 3-2 the count. 1 runner on. Number 25, Evan Zabel. There's a base hit through the hole. Zabel's going to be held up at third. And another runner aboard here. Zabel to third base. And Fedek with a single. And number 14, yeah. Let's see. Gavin Dusick. So Dusick is going to pinch hit for Guess Norland. Krine's going to, I think Tilke's going to head to the mound here just to have a little talk here now. A crucial part of the game here for the Otters. A big part of the game here as Shane Tilke's going to talk to his infield group here just to make sure that they're all on the same page here with first and third and 1 out. Second. Usually you wait to pitch or two, but yeah. So we'll see if the Otters. So Tilke talking to his infielders. Again, they're just making sure they're on the same page. Yeah, Evan Zabel, he's going to play football at UND. He's at third base. Runner on first is Fedek. Dusick, the pinch hitter, and a strike here for Brody. There's 1 out. Runners on first and third. We'll see if this time if Fedek is going. I bet he will. Nope. Holds at first. Brody comes in with another strike. Pinch hitter here is Gavin Dusick. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung. Oh, let's see. Didn't go. It's a ball. 1-2. See what we'll see this time if Fedek is taken off here. With 1 out and the 2 strikes might not be. He's not. Swing and a miss that time. He got him this time. Dusick couldn't make up his mind. And a big strikeout for Brody Krine. A big strikeout for Krine. And the leadoff hitter, Waltzing, will step in. And I would throw him garbage. He is 3 for 3. I would throw him the trash can here. And he's 3 for 3. Throw it at first. Back easily, though, is Nolan Fedek. You load the bases then, and you got another option as far as a force out, but we shall see. Here's the first pitch. That's swung on into left field. Single, 1 run across. On to third goes Fedek, and I just had a bad feeling as the Cardinals get a run across. And on to third base. Yeah, so an RBI that time for Waltzing. And we're going to have a pitching change, it looks like. And Zabel scores, and Nolan Fedek to third base. We're going to have a pitching change, and we'll take a break and come back with more. Cardinals up now by a score of 4-2.
It's time to get road trip ready with a new Chevy Silverado from Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. Right now, take advantage of discounted pricing, customer cash, and Costco member incentives that will put substantial savings back in your pocket. Whether you're heading out on a road trip or heading to the job site, Minnesota Motor will be with you every mile. Together, let's drive.
Minnesota Motor.
South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Make OSPTI your choice for outpatient rehabilitation and sports injuries with locations in Fergus Falls and Breckenridge. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is the right choice for your recovery. Live your best life. Trust the experts at OSPTI.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
At Fergus Falls Monument Company, Ryan and Mike want you to design a personal memorial for your loved one that will fully express your personal sentiment and that of your loved one. Fergus Falls Monument on Pebble Lake Road, online, foreverstonememorials.com.
At American Federal Bank, they're proud sponsors of local high school athletics. Just like their student athletes, American Federal is here to go the extra mile for you. American Federal Bank, investing in our community one play at a time. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Need custom tees, hats, or uniforms? Let Lake Country Graphics bring your brand to life with top quality screen printing and embroidery. Located on North Union Avenue in Fergus Falls. Call 998-4027 today.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
4 runs, no errors. Hey, we're back here as the Otters trail 4-1. Parker Tilkey comes in to pitch. 4-2. Hunter Powers to third base. And Brody Crine to first base. Micah Johnson in center. Is that Micah in center? Yeah. Jacob Froning in left. And Nolan to second base. I think we got them all. Powers to third, Crine to first. And here comes Parker Tilkey's first pitch. In for a strike. So Tilkey, here Connor Anderson at the plate. Oh, 1 the count. Tilkey winds. That's going to be a wild pitch. And they're going to bring a runner across. It's going to be 5-2. And Fettig comes across to score. Down to second base goes Jackson Waltzing. And a runner across. And that will be credited to Brody Crine. So runner on second, 1-1 the count. 2 outs here. Otters trail 5-2 now. 3-2 going into this inning. Fly ball right side. Bennett Tilkey going back, drifting back at the track. That'll score a run. That'll be a stand-up double for Anderson. Connor Anderson with a stand-up double, a 2-bagger, an RBI. And Waltzing will score. So 3 runs across in the inning. And it is 6-2 now here. And Bron Peterson, the right fielder, comes in. Pitch from Tilkey. That's going to be outside. 1-0. So 4 hits in the inning here for the Cardinals, 3 runs. Got a runner on second base. Swinging a foul back. So Cooper Anderson with an RBI double over right fielder Bennett Tilkey's head. And Bron Peterson now stepping in here. 1-1 count, 2 down. And here's Tilkey. Looks second base. Delivers. That's a ball. 2-1. 2-1 here to Bron Peterson, a right fielder. 3 across in the inning here for the Cardinals. Pitch swung on and missed. 2-2. See if Parker can strike out the 3-hitter Bron Peterson. Right-handed batter. Parker Tilke. Curveball. It's going to go into left field. They're going to send the runner from second. Throw. It's cut off. And Anderson comes across to score. And the Cardinals now with another hit in the inning and another run across here, and they lead it by a score of 7-2. So Peterson is second RBI. And the cleanup hitter, the catcher, Nolan Johnson, comes in now. He's got one hit in the game. He's 1 for 3. Ground ball up to Wiedrich, up the middle. He'll step on second base. 6 unassisted. But not before the Cardinals do some damage. 4 runs in the inning on 5 hits. No errors, and they leave that wild pitch, but they leave 1 on base. All right, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Otters got work to do. They trail at 7-2. Minnesota Motor brings us our inning recap. We'll come back with the bottom of the 6th after this.
What's your number?
We drove 25 miles to get a great deal at Quality Toyota.
I drove 7 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's has a way better option than some overprocessed junk from the back of your freezer. They've got take and bake meals made fresh with real ingredients, and all you have to do is stick it in the oven. Fresh and Fancy, saving moms one dinner at a time.
At American Federal Bank, they're proud sponsors of local high school athletics. Just like their student athletes, American Federal is here to go the extra mile for you. American Federal Bank, investing in our community one play at a time. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to American Legion Field, the big inning for the Cardinals as they spot 4 runs in that inning. And I'll lead it 7-2. They have 12 hits in the game. They have 1 error. The Otters have 2 runs, 4 hits. They haven't committed an error. The Otters have played good defense in this one. And the Otters will bring up Parker Tilke, Brant Sherman, and Cam Wiedrich.
Leading off in the bottom of the 6th, your pitcher, Parker Tilke.
So stepping in again is Parker Tilke, who came in to pitch for Brody Crine the last third of the inning in the 6th. Tilke, base hit to right field. Good job, first pitch. The Otters have a runner aboard. Good job by Parker, sends that one into right field, and Brant Sherman will step in. Brant walked in the 4th inning and grounded out 5-4 earlier. Cam Wiedrich is on deck, followed by Jacob Froning. So Sherman steps in. Pitches outside for a ball. So Iverson still on the mound here. He's at 83 pitches right now. They took out Crine right at 100 pitches. Sherman at the plate. Pitch outside. 2-0. Again, Brant walked in the 4th inning. Should be great to get another runner on board here. Parker Tilke at first base. Pitch to Brant. That's going to be fouled back. Count goes to 1-2. So 1-2 the count here now to, or 2-1, pardon me, to Brant Sherman. Thank you, David. Throw it to first. Tilke's back in time. Here comes the pitch from Zach Iverson. That's going to be fouled back. Now the count is 2-2. Again, Wiedrich on deck, followed by Jacob Froning and Bennett Tilke. There's nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning. Otters need to chip away here and get a couple back. Iverson's done a good job. Crine pitched a good game as well. It's a pitch from Iverson. That's going to be outside, 3-2. So 3-2 the count. Parker Tilke on first base. Pitch, ground ball, right side, could be two, on to second, on to first, and a double play. So Sherman grounds out into a double play. And that was a good play by the shortstop. Ground ball to second, onto the shortstop, Brody Adelman. And there's two down now, and Wiedrich will step in. First double play of the ball game. Pitch swung on and missed by Cam. 0-1. Iverson had 88 pitches right now. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning. Curveball in the dirt. 1-1. So 1-1 the count. Here comes the pitch from Iverson. Curveball out. Whoa, that looked like it was going to be outside. Catcher pulled that one in from the dugout. It's hard to see, though, where the plate is. It looked like it was quite a bit outside, but pitch swung on and miss, and that'll do it. Struck him out. So 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. As we head now to the top of the 7th inning, Otters trail 7-2. You're listening to Otter Baseball on Channel 977. Also streamed on the Fergus Now app and on the KBRF YouTube channel.
It's time to get road trip ready with a new Buick from Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls. Whether you like the full size and power of the Buick Enclave or the smaller, fuel-efficient Buick Envista, they have the perfect SUV waiting just for you. Some models are discounted up to $6,000. Contact the sales team for details. Buick, exceptional by design. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Here's to a great season for all our favorite high school athletes. American Legion is a favorite too and serves up everyone's favorite barbecued ribs. American Legion of Fergus Falls, open each Wednesday through Saturday on Pebble Lake Road in Fergus Falls.
Hey, welcome back here to American Legion Field. Speaking of the American Legion, they'll be again sponsoring the Legion team this summer. They had that waffle feed a couple weeks ago here, and I know our game site engineer Dave Bishop was there, bought himself a nice hat. How were the waffles, Dave? Waffles were good. Look at that. There, look at this nice hat here. And head coach Shane Tilke said they got some other inventory, some other older Otter hats they might be selling here coming around, so keep an eye out. But great job here. Concession stand is open. And bathrooms are open. Everything's looking up. 7-2 is our score. Otters got it down to 3-2, and then the Cardinals with a 4-run inning in the top of the 6th. So, all right. So the Cardinals will bring up Brady Alderman, Griffin Wimmer, and Evan Zabel. So we're set to go here. Parker Tilke on, pitched a third of an inning on a relief of Brody Kine, who went 5 2/3. Pitch is high here to the shortstop, Adelman. He doubled in. He had a 2-run double in the first inning, popped out in the third, and then struck out looking in the 5th. Falls that one back. Count goes to 1-1. Here's Tilke's 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. So 2-1 the count. Pitch is going to be fouled back, 1-2. Or 2-2, pardon me. I think this is the first hot chocolate I've bought at a baseball game. It'll get warmer. Here we go. Pitch, 2-2 pitch, high, 3-2. So, yeah, 12 hits for the Cardinals. They got 7 runs. Curveball inside, and they walk him. Adelman goes down to first base. And Griffin Wimmer steps in. He's 0 for 3 on the afternoon. He's the 5 hitter. He's a left-handed bat. So a runner on first base is Brody Alderman. Evan Zabel, the DH, is on deck. Pitch foul back, 0-1. Brody gets ahead in the count. Tilke on a relief again of Brody Carine. Throw to first, and back easily is Alderman. Here's the pitch to Wimmer. Ground ball up the middle. It's going to be a base hit. And Alderman stays at second base. He looked to go to third, but he decided to stay at second base. So a single by Wimmer. And the DH, Evan Zabel, steps in. He's got 2 hits. He's also walked. And scored a run in the 6th inning. 13 hits now for the Cardinals, 7 runs. Otters with 5 hits and 2 runs, no errors for the Otters. They've played good defense here. Tilke's pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. So 0-1 the count to the DH, Evan Zabel. Nobody in the bullpen up for Cardinals, so Zach Iverson will be back out again. Here's the pitch by Tilke. That's going to hit him. Came inside. So he'll go down to first base on a hit by pitch. And down to third base, going on the pitch there, was Adelman to third. And Zabel down to first base. Nobody out here. And Nolan Fettig steps in. So Fettig steps in here. And first pitch is high for a ball, 1-0. So 1-0 the count to Nolan Fettig. Parker Tilke on the mound here in relief of Crine. Pitch curveball in for a strike. Nice pitch there that time by Tilke. Fettig has a single, struck out, and also popped out to center field. Tilke's pitch is high, 2-1. There's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 2-2. Lennon Guess-Norling is on deck. He was pinch hit Gavin Dusick last at bat, but back in defensively and at the plate. Guess-Norling will be on deck. Tilke's pitch swung on and missed. Struck him out, so big strikeout that time for Parker. There's 1 down now. And the center fielder, Landon Guess-Norling, will come to the plate. Flew out in the 2nd inning, grounded out in the 4th, was pinch hit for in the 5th inning, or 6th inning. Runners on first and second base here for the Cardinals. Oh, first, second, and third. Thank you. 1 hit in the inning thus far for the Cardinals. There's a strike curveball in the outside corner. 1-1, 1 out. Base is loaded. Parker pitching out of the windup now. There's a line drive to left field. Jacob Frowning comes up with it, caught it on the short hop. And a single, and coming across to score is the shortstop, Alderman. Everybody moves up a base. And the Cardinals, another hit and a run across in the inning. 8-2 the score. That brings up the leadoff hitter, Jackson Waltzing. Wimmer at third, Zabel at second, Guess Norling at first with an RBI. And the count is now 0-2 to Jackson Waltzing, the leadoff hitter. Here comes a pitch from Tilke. That's going to be lined up the middle. One across. They're going to keep Zabel at third. And what a day. Another RBI and the fourth hit of the day for Jackson Waltzing. So Wimmer comes across to score. Zabel third. Guess Norling to second. And it's now 9-2 here in the top of the seventh inning. And Anderson will step in. Had a double his last at-bat and scored a run. First pitch in for a strike. Otters with one out. Pitch from Tilke. Fouled back. More of a slider than a curveball, I'd say. Parker throws it pretty hard. Got pretty good movement on it. 0-2 the count to the number 2 batter, Connor Anderson, pardon me. That's a ball, 1-2. Bases are loaded here for Alexandria. They got 2 across in the inning. Curveball misses outside. Count goes at 2-2. So 3 hits in the inning so far. 2 runs across for Alexandria. There's a pitch by Tilke. Good curveball, swung on and missed, and he struck him out. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Parker. And that'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Bron Peterson. Singled in the first, grounded out in the second, and had a sacrifice bunt in the 5th and a single in the 6th. Pitch in for a strike. This time Parker leading ahead in the count here, the last couple batters. Bases are loaded. There's 2 outs. Ground ball, right side. Nolan Fellstool had it, but he momentarily, then 2 runs are going to come across. An error on Fellstool. He tried to scoop it up with his glove and get it to Krein, and it went past Krein. That allowed an extra runner to come across. So Guess Norling scores, and Zabel scores. On to third goes Waltzing. So 2 across, more across, 4 in the inning. So the Otters with their first error. And that'll bring up the number 4 hitter, the catcher, Nolan Johnson. So an error on Fellstool. And then an additional runner came as the ball was went past Krein. (11-2) now the score here on the Park Region scoreboard. Count is 1-1 now to the catcher, Nolan Johnson. So pitch foul back, 1-2. So on first base is Bron Peterson. Reached on an error. Runners at first and third. Tilke, second hit by pitch in the inning here. Nolan Johnson is hit. Bron Peterson goes to second. Bases are loaded here. Pinch runner coming on. It's going to be number 10, Brody Brandt once again. So 11-2 now. And big inning here. So the Cardinals with 2 in the first inning, 1 in the 5th, 4 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th. The Otters 2 runs, 1 in the first, the fell stool run, and then the home run by Hunter Powers in the 5th. And the Cardinals have batted around here as Brody Adelman led off the inning with a walk. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Again, Griffin Wimmer is on deck. There's a second pitch by Tilke that's high for a ball, 2-0. So 2-0 the count here to Brody Adelman. 3-0, that's high. Cryan pitched 5 and 2/3 inning. Brody gave up 4 runs unofficially on 10 hits. Count is 3-1 as Parker gets a strike in there. 3-2, Parker coming back. There's 2 down there. Now the Otters want to get in that dugout and see if they can get their bats going here. Bases are loaded here. Pitch swung on and missed. Parker gets a strikeout here. But in the inning, 4 runs, 3 hits, 1 Otter error, and the Cardinals strand 3 runners. So we head now to the bottom of the 7th inning. Our recap of the half inning brought to you by Minnesota Motor Company. We'll come back with that after this.
Hi, I'm Heather Hickman, Executive Director for LB Homes in Fergus Falls. Seasons may change, but one truth remains: our compassionate, Christ-centered care at LB Browen Home. For over a century, we have served as His hands and feet. Every resident is welcomed as family, embraced with the dignity and kindness that Christ calls us to share. So whether you are seeking peace of mind or a trusted home for a loved one, you'll find it here. LB Browen Home, rooted in faith, serving with compassion, trusted for generations.
Where to eat, the ultimate culinary adventure, from signature dishes to chef recommendations.
As your food review professionals, you can find us at KBRFradio.com, the Fergus Now app, and on YouTube.
Tune in every first Friday of the month for new episodes.
Check us out, and we'll show you where to eat.
Oh, yeah, let's see here. Yep, let's see here. Yes. They were back here. The Otters trail 11-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It was a tighter game than this until it was 3-2 through 5. After that Hunter Power home run brought the Otters to within 1 run, and then the Cardinals get 4 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th. So 2 big innings for the Cardinals. And Jacob Froning will lead it off for Fergus Falls. He's 0 for 2. And Iverson will finish here. So we have a relief pitcher on. It looks like number 21, Bo Jones. And so for Iverson, 2 runs on only 5 hits. And so pretty solid outing there for Zach Iverson. And on the pitch again is Bo Jones. So Jones will step in. And again, Fergus Falls get a big hole to dig out of here, trailing 9-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Jacob Froning will step in. He is 0 for 2, followed by Bennett Tilke. So Froning is going to step in. Here's the pitch from Jones. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Jones, a senior, on in relief here. And there's a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Otters down to their last 3 outs here in this one. Oh, and then Froning fishing for one there. 1-2. So 1-2 now here to Jacob Froning. The pitch, and he fouls that one off. So Jacob kind of with a defensive swing there, just getting rid of that high pitch. Steps back in. As the pitch got him looking, struck him out. And Froning is out looking, and that brings up the leadoff hitter, or pardon me, the number 9 hitter, Bennett Tilke. He popped out to center in the second inning, struck out in the fourth. And there's a first pitch ball outside, 1-0. So 1-0 the count here to Bennett Tilke. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's the ball, 2-0. Otters need a lot of base runners here if they have any opportunity to get back into this one, trailing 11-2. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That's a ball, 3-0. 3-0 to Bennett Tilke. That's going to be high, and Bennett draws a 4-ball walk. 1 out for the Otters, and Nolan Fellstool will step in. 2 for 3, singled in the first and scored a run, singled in the third, and then grounded out in the fifth inning. Nolan steps in here. Where's number 3, left-handed batter Bennett Tilke down at first base. Comes the pitch from Bo Jones. That's in for a strike. Curveball. Micah Johnson is on deck. Again, there's 1 out here for Fergus Falls. And 11-2 is the score here on the Park Region telephone scoreboard. Park Region service beyond the connection. Pitch in for a ball. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bennett Tilke on first. Nolan Fellstool at the plate. That's given in the dirt, and Bennett's going to scoot down to second base. There's a throw down to second, but Bennett with good wheels beats it out easily. So the count to Nolan Fellstool is 2-1. 2-1 the count here to Nolan Fellstool. Again, Otters trail 11-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch from Nolan, got him on the handles. Kind of a second baseman. Fedek comes in to make the play. There's 2 down. The Otters are down to their last out. And Micah Johnson, who started the game at second base, moved to center field when Parker Tilke came into the pitch. Will step to the plate. Micah had a sacrifice bunt in the first, struck out in the third, and popped out to left field in the 5th inning. Here's the first pitch to Micah. Ground ball left side. That's going to be through for a base hit. Good piece of hitting there by Micah. Puts it out into left field. And Tilke goes to third base. Bennett to third base. And Hunter Powers, who homered in his last at-bat, a solo shot, steps in. Walked in the first and homered in the 5th. Micah Johnson at first base. He won't be going anywhere. The Otters need a lot of runs to keep this game moving here. There are 2 down. Powers at the plate. Benatilke at third. Micah Johnson at first on that nice single left field. Bo Jones delivers. That's low. Count is 2-0 to Hunter Powers. Started the game at first base, moved to third base. Pitch from Jones. It's in the dirt. Tilke is going to score standing up. And Micah Johnson to second. The Otters get a run. Makes it 11-3. Micah Johnson goes to second base. Powers will step in here with a 3-0 count. Pitch at 3-0. Powers is swinging here. That one's fouled out of play. Again, Bo Jones on relief of Zach Iverson, who went 6 innings. Gave up 2 runs on 5 hits. So Powers at the plate, 3-1 the count. Pitch swung on and missed. Count goes to 3-2. Here comes the pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. That's going to be lined into left field for a base hit. And they'll hold Micah at third. Otters need a lot of runs here, but Powers delivers another single. And Micah Johnson goes, who singled, he goes to third base. Otters have their second hit of the inning. And Brody Crine will step in for the Otters. Crine had a sacrifice fly in the first, singled in the second, struck out looking in the 5th inning. Runners at the corners. Pitch is high to Brody Crine. So Bo Jones here. Pitch throw to first, 1-0 the count. So Jones comes on here after 6 innings pitched by Zach Iverson. Pitch swung on and missed. Count is 1-1 to Brody Crine. 2 outs here for the Otters, down to their last out, trail at 11-3. Here comes the pitch. Struck him out looking. No, pardon me. 1-2. So a curveball kind of hung it up there, and up 2-2 the count to Brody Crine. Pitch fouled back. Brody a very tough out at the plate there. Again, 11 hits, 15 runs, 1 error for Alex. The Otters 3 runs on 7 hits with 1 error. Bo Jones on in relief of Zach Iverson. 2-2, 2 outs. Pitch, got him looking. Struck him out. He struck him out, so a couple of strikeouts in the inning there for the pitcher, Bo Jones. He goes 1 inning, and he gives up 2 hits, and he gives up 1 run, and he strikes out a pair of batters. We'll come back with our post-game show, and during that time, we'll name our Toyota Quality Player of the Game, brought to you by Quality Toyota and Lake Country Graphics. The Otters lose it here, but the line reads for Alexandria, 11 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. Fergus Falls, 3 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. We'll come back after this with our post-game show.
Every team has a home field advantage. Make yours the internet from Park Region. With speeds that keep up with the pace of the game and the reliability to never miss a play, you'll always be connected. Get the internet that's always in your corner. Park Region, your home team's internet advantage.
Between muddy roads and dusty drives, your car takes a beating. Keep it shining with an unlimited car wash membership at Splash Express. Upgrade to the Platinum for a rust inhibitor, hot wax, and ceramic coating in one bundle. Stop by Splash Express next to Premier Meats in Fergus Falls.
Between practices, games, and late-night drives, who's got time to grocery shop? With Instacart from Service Food in Fergus Falls, order online and your groceries are ready for delivery. So you can cheer louder, not shop longer. Service Food of Fergus Falls.
Welcome back to American Legion Field. Final score here. Fergus Falls loses by a score of 11-3, and the Otters will move to 5-9 on the season. And the Cardinals, they go to 7-4 with an impressive win here in this one. As the Cardinals got out to a 2-0 lead in the first inning, and then they scored 1 in the 5th and 4 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th. And the Cardinals wrapped out 15 hits in this one. The Otters runs coming in the first inning. Fellstool singles. He gets bunted over by Micah Johnson to second base, reaches third base on a sacrifice fly, comes in on a wild pitch. The only other run the Otters are able to muster is the solo home run by Hunter Powers in the 5th inning. Those were the only 2 runs of the game for the Otters. Just looking at the pitching statistics in this one, for the Cardinals, Zach Iverson goes 6 innings. He gives up 5 hits, gives up 5 hits, 2 runs, and strikes out 4. And pitcher Bo Jones comes in, pitches an inning, gives up 2 hits, 1 run, and strikes out 2. And so, yeah, that's the way things shook out in this one here for the Otters. For Fergus Falls on the mound, Brody Crine goes 5 2/3 inning, gives up 10 hits, 4 runs. He strikes out 2. Parker Tilke comes in, pitches an inning and a third, gives up 5 hits, 7 runs, and strikes out 4. And those are your totals as far as the pitching goes. But for the Alexandria Cardinals, some of their bright spots, Jackson Weltzing had scored 2 runs. He had 5 hits in the game. He had a big game and did an excellent job. For the Otters, Hunter Powers had a home run and a single, scored a run, and those are some of your statistical leaders in that one. The other run scored by Nolan Fellstool. So the Otters lose it by a score of 11-3, and we're going to name our quality player of the game, brought to you by Lake Country Graphics and Quality Toyota. For screen printing and custom embroidery, the best in personal service around. Contact Lake Country Graphics at 1223 North Union Avenue or call them at 998-4027. Our quality player of the game is going to be Hunter Powers with that 2-hit performance. He had that solo home run, brought the Otters to within 1 at 3-2. So, our thanks to Dave Bishop, our game side engineer, and a good weather day. Not super good, but the Otters lose it here 11-3. And looking ahead, next Thursday, I'll have the broadcast of the Brainerd-Fergus Falls game. Then the next broadcast, a doubleheader, Jason Retzlaff will have the call of 2 games against Wilmer on May 12th. So the Otters lose it here 11-3. That'll do it for me, Mark Johnson. And tune in to Craig Olson tomorrow morning on Craig Olson Sports on our late media stations. And on Monday night, vote for Chris Tungseth. Let's go. American Idol. It's been kind of fun to watch that all unfold. Otters lose it 11-3. Good night, everyone. Where is it?
Thank you for joining us for a special KBRFradio.com sports presentation. Tonight's game is proudly brought to you by Nelson Auto and your Nelson starting lineups, Quality Toyota and your Quality Toyota player of the game, Minnesota Motor Company and your Minnesota Motor Company halftime show, Lake Region Healthcare and your Lake Region Healthcare timeout, Park Region and your Park Region scoreboard, the Viking Cafe and your Viking Cafe keys to the game, Orthopedic Sports and Physical Therapies Incorporated, Fergus Falls Monument, Otter Tail Coaches, American Federal Bank of Fergus Falls, Fresh and Fancy at Mama Sheena's, FM Bank, Service Food, Splash Express, American Legion Post number 30, Lake Country Graphics, LB Homes, and by Running Stitches. Thank you for joining us for a special video sports streaming presentation. You can find this game and others by going to KBRFradio.com and clicking